been quite some time since I've made a sizable online order for gear. There have been things I've been interested in, but inevitably out of habit I would just click on the Tree Stuff website and then I would remember that Cheryl just destroyed them. They're a shell of what they used to be. But I was needing to get some replacement stuff, and the first thing that came to mind was how awesome Nice Guy Dave's videos have been for Wesspur. Gotten a lot of good information from them over the years, and very appreciative to them for making those videos. So I've decided to start buying from Wesspur. See what this first order consists of. Jesus. Been working with some heavy weights lately, so figured I should have bought one of these quite some time ago. So on the large porter wrap, working load limit's 2,000 pounds. This guy I believe is 6,000. So at a 5-to-1 safety margin, that's 30,000 pound minimum brake. Yeah, 6,000 pounds. So getting triple the capacity. And 200 feet of Atlas. What is this, 9/16, 5/8? I forget. Yeah, this is 5/8 Atlas. I really like the Atlas. It's pretty much kind of my favorite rigging rope. Real dynamic, absorbs a lot. I have a 200 foot of the 1/2 inch, which is the blue, I want to say. And I absolutely love it. It's really easy to work with. Knotability is incredible. Feels really good in the hand. Just for an all-around rope, I really like this. Kind of my favorite. New blade for mine is about 390. Been needing one for a while. It's getting kind of dull. I've kind of become a fan of the whole dual bridges movement. So current bridge on my saddle, I just put on there not too long ago, is pretty stout kern mantle. Just extra peace of mind. So pick those up. This I am very much looking forward to using. It's funny, and before purchasing this, I watched Nice Guy Dave's review, and when he's talking about it, and I like how he mentions how the Petzl Rad system production climbers don't really use it anymore, and like 95% of the time I use the Petzl Rad system. But the thing is, our trees here in the Midwest aren't like the trees they have on the Northwest. I can probably count on one hand the number of times I've been 80 plus feet in the air. And so when your climbs aren't that high, the Rad system is just my go-to. There's no knots. It's just stupid simple to set up. It's easy to work with. It's convenient. It's smooth. And so for most of what I do, I use it. Even on the larger removals, I'll usually ascend on a Rad and then switch over to MRS moving rope system in the canopy. This is going to make the whole system quite a bit more efficient, just because that's quite a few less steps if you're transitioning from ascent to descent. You're constantly hooking a carabiner on the top and then micro-poling your rope through it and all that. The climbing technology, quick roll, I think this will be pretty cool. All right, and to go along with that, I've had my Petzl rig for a number of years, and it's still going pretty strong, but went ahead and picked up a new one. I'd rather replace gear before I know it needs to be replaced. You got enough to worry about in the canopy. You don't need gear worries also. It's a little bit enhanced version from the one I have from when I was reading. Yep, so go descent, goes right back to lock. For ascent, this is actually lets you cam up. New Petzl rig. I guess this is supposed to go with the quick roll. New flip line. Bought one of their kits, so in addition to this, came with that, and ART Positioner 2. I've had my Positioner for a while now, and yeah, I think it's freaking amazing. So I went ahead and picked up another one. I really like Rock Exotica, but I don't use their carabiners, mainly just because you get muscle memory. Mainly I use the DMMs, and so you just open it. This one twists this motion is the opposite way of the DMMs. The DMMs you go up and turn. This one you go down and turn. And that little difference actually makes a significant difference when you're working. So I will use it, but not on anything that'll be, opening up often or anything like that. We got like the Omni blocks and everything. Rock Exotica makes some just fantastic gear. It's summertime, it's sunny, I need a new visor anyway. So picked up one of these ones. I like my clear, but having that glare reduction and everything will be pretty nice. I want to redo the ropes on my saddle again. Move away from the 16 straight XTC I have it currently built with. And I'll probably end up using a current mantle. I really like these. They're pretty handy. They're definitely convenient. So I'm going to switch out my rings to these guys. I don't do a whole lot of splicing anymore, but when I do, I like to have quick reference. Picked up the wooden hand splicing guide, or splicing, whatever they call it. So that'll be pretty cool. Just reference. I think like 20 feet of Epicord 10 millimeter. I really like the Epicord. It grips really well. I like it for rigging ionize. Super strong. You know, you don't have to worry about it. One of my favorites, along with you know, like the Ocean. Big Deadeye for the porter wrap. Was it 21 feet? This will work on most trees, and you know, I've got bigger if I really need it. New climb line. And got this with a tie-dye. I've got a fair number of climb lines. None of them are in bad shape. But what I've found lately is that my zigzag, let me back up. My main two climb lines, 90% of the time, I climb on a 100-foot, what they call it, prismatic. It's the Ivy, Blue Tongue, you know, they're all the same, just different names, different colors. But the 100-foot with the spliced, and I also carry a 150-foot Blue Tongue, same rope, different color, for bigger trees. But what I've been noticing is that my zigzag slips. And I've been doing some reading, and others have had the issue. It's not widespread. You know, there was one comment that said I need to clean it. You know, I cleaned it just fine, and I'm still getting slipping. My theory is that with the swivel, I'm thinking that the rope is just always going through in the same orientation, so it's actually like wearing into the shape of the chain links on the zigzag. I've noticed if I release tension on the zigzag and kind of turn the rope and then let tension back onto it, it tends to hold better. But as I said with the Petzl rig, you know, you've got enough worries in the canopy. You don't want to have to worry about things like that. So I went ahead and ordered an Amori, a bit thicker of a climb line, and I'm going to try this out with it. From what I've read, it works really well with it. So my first ordering experience with Wesspur, pretty awesome. If you're still ordering with tree stuff, I think the biggest thing you'll notice is that everything I ordered came at the same time. That's pretty awesome. You don't have drop shipped and back order. I mean, I'm sure stuff is back ordered and everything, but you don't have to worry about drop shipping. That, you know, they don't actually even house the things in the facilities. It's, yeah, f you, Cheryl Street, Jesus. And one of the first things I really noticed right away was that I really got used to that free 2-day shipping. And Wesspur doesn't have it. But if you've ordered it from Tree Stuff with the whole back ordered or drop shipped everything, you pretty much don't have free 2-day shipping anyway. I think my Amsteel I ordered from them like last year took like a month and a half to get to me. Yeah, you can get the 2-day overnight, you know, on the impulse buys that you just ordered because you were on the website looking at the one thing you actually were wanting, but that got drop shipped and it took, you know, a week and a half to get to you. So yeah, so far my experiences with Wesspur have been great. You know, they're helpful. Again, big thanks to Nice Guy Dave for all his time and effort and the videos and the help that he gives the industry. Big FU to Cheryl Tree and Notch. Screw you guys. If you haven't checked them out before, I'll put a link in the description below. They're located on the West Coast. You know, I'll put a link to you know, just a random Nice Guy Dave video too. So if you're not familiar with some of the stuff he's done, he has some really, really helpful information out there. Anyway, that's all I got for tonight. Have a good one, humans. Pretty far backed up on editing video. So it was actually about a week and a half ago that I got my first Wesspur ordered in. I've actually since ordered something else. Yeah, my old ones are showing their age. It's kind of aggravating because the uppers are actually still in great shape. I take pretty good care of them. Oil the leather occasionally and all that, so that's perfectly fine, but the soles are pretty aggravating because one of the sales pitches is that you can have these resold, but they don't sell the sole in the US market. I went to a cobbler that deals in Vibram soles. So can't really do anything for you. So I'm thinking maybe I can have these resoled with a different sole, but I don't know. But the easier solution for the short term, just got a new pair. Freaking love these boots, they're phenomenal. I can't stay in spurs on these all day, but for a couple hours I'm good. And since I've used some of the other gear, quick update on that. So the CT Quick Roll, love it. If you're using a rad system like I was, this saves you so much time. Really, really liking that. The Petzl rig, I'm actually liking the old one more. Having the handle automatically return to that position is nice, but I actually kind of prefer it if it doesn't return to that position. If I'm wanting to do redirect or reposition, a lot of times I'll take the tail of my rope, throw it through a crotch, grab it, lanyard off, take my rope out of the rig, and then just put it back in the rig after the crotch. But in the new one, you can't just do that. It doesn't go. So you gotta kind of hold that. And it's not a huge deal, but it is a bit of a pain in the ass. And yeah, I know it should go this way. Here you gotta, it's more motions, and in the old one, since it stays in that position, done. It's just simpler with the old style. And since mine's still really in good condition, I've actually been using the old one, not the new one. So the lanyard kit. So this is a kit from Wesspur. Comes with actually a Rock Exotica, not a DMM, but a beaner, your positioner 2, the lanyard, or with the grizzly spliced rope snap. This is the first time I've had a thimble, and I think I may actually cut that out. It just adds a bit of width, so if you're pulling it back through a crotch or something, it tends to get caught up a bit more than my other ones that don't have that in there. Rope snap, I love these kind. They're great. They're nice and narrow. It's easier to clip and unclip from your side Ds. Now, one of the things I didn't realize when I ordered it, not a huge deal, but they grizzly spliced the other end of the lanyard. I guess that's nice because it's usable. It does mean you do have to take apart your positioner to get it onto the lanyard itself. So sometimes I'll take my lanyard out of my other positioner and put it on a different lanyard, and that's not so easily doable with this one because you have to take it apart to get to separate them. I guess it's nice because it does act as a stopper knot, so you're always safe, but I usually just use a stopper knot. You can untie that and take the rope out if you want. I'm sure you could probably, when you're ordering, put a note in there or something, and say, please don't grizzly splice the other end. But just my 2 cents. The other thing with the Amori, I ordered, came with a similar plastic sheeting as this, but it made it too fat to use in the zigzag. So I ended up cutting that off, and I don't know what this is actually called. It was taught to me as a whip stitch, but it's not a proper whip stitch. I kind of call it like a ghetto whip. So I cut that off and ghetto whipped it, and now it's just fine. Just letting you know. But yeah, everything is pretty awesome. Definitely happy ordering from Wesspur so far, and look forward to buying some stuff from them in the future. Have a good one, humans.